A land of deep, ancient magic, immense mineral wealth, and abundant opportunities for mischief. Welcome to Adventures in Erethin. We enter Erethin at a time in history where 9 out of 10 healers recommend not dying as the best way to have a long and happy life. Welcome back to A Rogue, Monk and a Cat. I'm your Dungeon Master Marco, and I'm joined today by our rogue,
Toraks,
our monk,
Althea,
and our cat.
Felix de Felices, fighting the fractured fabric of this fugal federation.
Holy shit. No wonder it takes you ages to
Mimic
come up
rights!
with these.
nice.
That was really good. It kind of threw me off my game. Okay, let's do a recap of what happened last episode. Sam, you fully collapsed and descended into the depths of hell. And then your friends dragged you over to the Ferrodente residence, where they managed to strike up a deal to get you resurrected, thereby signing themselves up to a shit ton of debt.
We did a deal with the devil.
Well, I mean, he's not the devil. Well, I mean...
He is.
Okay.
Don't deny it, he's a demon.
It's a bit of a spoiler alert, so I'd appreciate it if you just kept that to yourself.
I knew it.
But yeah, Sam, you are alive again.
Woohoo!
Life is good.
Yes.
Pain is still here. We're all gonna die eventually.
But who knows, you might come back anyway. So yeah, and then you guys were inside talking to Dorian Ferrodente about what exactly he wants you guys to do. He suggested that he introduces you to the head of the Crown's Guard as consulting investigators or detectives, so that you guys can essentially infiltrate the Crown's Guard and try to figure out where the sort of corrupt parts are operating and what's going on there. And hopefully return his item that was stolen from the Osprey. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's where we are now.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. So, Mr. Ferrodente has offered you guys some supper.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's go.
Got any sardines? But like not the canned ones, and not like the really salty, Caesar salad sardines. I'm
Of course,
talking,
all
like,
of our
fresh
sardines are fresh.
deep fried, salt and peppers sardines.
Yes,
Do you have any
course.
fettuccine?
Fettuccine. Of course we have
Do you have
fettuccine.
any Fibonacci?
I'd like it al dente, please.
Fibonacci fettuccine.
Yeah, he guides you guys into another room that's just off the lounge room, where there's a table set up, and waves his hands around, and food just like materializes on the...
He has house elves. We must liberate the house elves!
First mimics and then the house elves.
Yes!
Please, calm down. House elves are not... I'm not sure what they are, but we do have servants here.
Are they elves?
Um,
Then you have house elves. That is slavery, modern day slavery, I say.
My gardeners are elves, but I mean, we have servants of all races and ethnicities.
So you're saying you're not racist because you demean them all the same?
Precisely. Wait, no.
No.
I pay my servants a fair wage.
I bet it's minimum
I
wage.
just imagine, I can't be racist if I don't care about their race.
It's just minimum wage. Don't be ridiculous. There's no such thing.
I don't know.
How much do you pay them?
Well, it varies according to what
Varies.
value they
Their
bring.
salary packages.
Yes.
Are you
Superannuation.
saying that a human's value, or a being's value rather, is determined by the amount of profit they make you?
It's capitalism, yeah.
I'm sorry, do you not understand how a job works?
This is...
No, he does not.
You cannot place value on lives like this.
You can place values on jobs, though.
I turn away from him. Perturbed.
Rest assured that all of my employees are paid a decent wage from which they can live comfortably.
I'm not even gonna answer.
Weren't you gonna tell us about your family riches and where you keep the money? I feel like he definitely said
I
that.
don't
yeah,
remember
did.
agreeing to that. But,
Yeah, no, because we need
please
to know
take a seat and help yourself to sardines and fettuccine, and I've got some chicken drumsticks over there. I've got individual slices of polony.
Only one slice for me. My time is quite full.
Dear sir, you seem much more cultured than you did before.
Strange.
You must have done something.
How must it change you?
Oh dear, you can't eat that slice of polony without a couple of drops of lemon juice.
Ew, on the polony?
Don't be uncultured.
I think as he says that, I just grab like a lemon and just take a bite out of both.
It's like a tequila shot.
Certainly a more efficient way of doing things, I
And
must
then I get
give
this
that.
and put it in my eye. Shit, wrong way.
Not quite. So what exactly are we going to be investigating again?
As we have discussed in depth, there is an item that you must retrieve for
No,
me.
but like, what are we going to act like we're investigating?
Well, there are a number of crimes that I know the Crown's Guard have yet to solve. They can give you the details on exactly what they require assistance with. But I know there's some problem with missing people, which is quite unfortunate.
So
There have
there's a
been-
conspiracy about missing people.
I mean, I'm not sure if there's any real conspiracy that is proven to have any merit.
Women and elves. I feel like that was something
As I recall, there are the missing people are both elves and non-elves,
that's how they throw you off.
and
Yeah.
male and female.
That's how
It's
they
not-
throw you off.
There's one male so far.
And that could be a girl.
This guy?
They all
That-
except for this one.
Oh no, that's and dwarves have beards. The dwarves of both genders have
He
beards.
As
looks-
far as I'm concerned, they're all women.
He looks
Yeah.
at the posters that you guys have collected and says, "Those three are very clearly male."
Don't lie to us.
Then I would go when I see
Not
one.
only racist, but sexist too.
That's right.
I
Did
mean,
you not just say they were all female before?
They are all
They are all female.
I mean, that one has a very male name.
Azazel.
Azazel?
Yes.
Sounds like Hazel.
Yeah.
And that's a girl name.
But that's how they throw you off.
Okay. So also,
Yes,
is,
I hope that perhaps you can offer some insight into this case, or at least pretend that you can, in order to sort of suss out the members of the Crown's Guard.
is Mr. Lumiere still in the house?
I believe he's gone back to his tower, but of course I can summon him if you require him.
I just wanted to know, does he dabble in enchantments?
He dabbles, yes.
What kind of things can he enchant? Like, I mean, what kind of enchantments can he do?
You'll have to ask him for specifics, but what is it that you require enchanted?
Well, first of all, I need this cloak mended. I mean, look at this.
He's,
That guy did it.
he snaps his fingers and the cloak is mended.
Okay, can you clean it too?
He kind of groans and then waves his hand over it, and like as he scans his hand down, all the dirt just kind of siphons off it.
Oh, I feel so clean. Me next.
Or, I guess a
Perhaps-
rock is
Perhaps we can get some of the servants to clean you, but these are just some very basic cantrips. You guys should really learn some cantrips. They'll do you
I do
wonders.
have some cantrips, but they're all rather. Yes, quite.
I
Yes,
don't believe
quite,
in
yes.
cantrips.
I don't have any useful cantrips.
Yeah, they get in the way of my fists, so.
Prestidigitation really is an incredibly useful spell. You can clean yourself, which is very important.
You know what
I'd
else
lick
is,
my paw.
you know what else is very useful? Punching people.
Furballs too.
Punching people is sort of a limited skill set that's only
Yeah.
useful in certain circumstances.
I'd like to punch something nearby and break it.
Yeah. Did you not know she's named her hands Thoughts and Prayers? Give me thoughts and prayers with every punch.
Althea, make an attack roll.
What do I add? Where's my 19.
You just like punch a vase next to you and it goes flying and smashes against the wall on the other side.
Yeah.
And he just sort of stares at it and says, "That vase was priceless."
So is human life. And mimic life. And
I
creature's
don't-
life.
I don't disagree with you that people are inherently valuable, although I resent your sentiment that human life is...
Well, that's why I tagged on mimic and beings. And yes, I know.
Yes,
I,
there
I
are-
realized my mistake. I do apologize to the room.
Yes, I am the only human here, so really it...
Whoa, dude. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't just assume.
I think we're all
I can
feeling a
very
bit
clearly
groggy
see
right
that you're an
now.
elf.
Whoa, dude.
It's extremely obvious.
Whoa, this guy. This dude. You see
You
why I
can't just
smashed your
assume
boss?
somebody's race.
Also, my
With
security-
pointy ears.
My
is that it?
security system alerts me of the details of anyone that enters my grounds.
Whoa.
You know.
Whoa, racial
Privacy.
profiling.
I did not sign off on any consent form to have my to release my privacy details.
I'm sorry, did you not see the sign upon entrance?
No.
There's a
I
small
can't
sign at the gate that says...
The terms and conditions of entry.
Yes, see, by entering you agree to a whole host of terms and conditions. Of course, you can read the terms and conditions. They're located in the foyer.
Oh, is that what that wallpaper was?
The wallpaper terms and conditions.
Yes,
I
it's,
thought they were just lines. I thought it was
No.
just striped wallpaper.
they're very small words, so you have to look carefully. But we do provide magnifying glasses next to... there's a small table with magnifying glasses. You didn't see those?
No, I say as I stash one of the magnifying glasses. Get more.
Curious. Anyway, there's a whole host of other things that you've agreed to just by entering this property. So perhaps you really should look at the terms and conditions on your way out.
Nah, we should be good.
Have we like signed over our soul or some shit?
Perhaps you should read them.
I would like to like quickly scan for the word soul in the lobby.
I mean, it's written in this weird language that you can't really read.
What language is it?
Language is it?
I don't know. Give me a history check.
Pick a language.
Give me a history check.
Fuck, I'm not good at history.
I am.
8?
You don't recognize the language that is
Are
written.
you sure? Because I speak Sylvian.
I am aware that you speak Sylvan.
Fuck.
I speak Draconic
Okay.
and Celestial, so it's one of those.
Did you go down to the lobby as well?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you can read this.
dope.
what language is it?
It's Draconic.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Can-
Can you look for the draconic word of soul?
Yes, I'll look.
Or
for
maybe
that.
Thum. I'd like to learn about some Thums too.
Give me an investigation check.
Yee. Ooh, not 20.
Holy shit! Yeah, okay.
So,
You find the section.
26.
You find the section on souls.
Oh, there's a section of souls. Found it.
You scan through it and, like, you know, without all the legal jargon, basically what it comes down to is if someone dies on this property in some sort of magical ritual, or religious ritual, or some combination of those,
Yeah.
basically some sort of ritual, if their soul is not claimed by some deity that has sufficient authority, then their soul will become the property of the Ferrodente Estate. Until such time as either it is transferred to some other holding facility, or the Ferrodente Estate decides that it is going to be utilized in some other way.
Nice. Yeah, we should be good if we don't die on the property.
Can you look up the terms of payment as well?
Yeah, I'll search for payment plans.
Wait, what kind of payment plans are you
Just
talking about?
anything.
Yeah, just like
This is
how
the
does
terms
he
of
treat
con-
his son?
But this is terms of entry, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they're
have
just-
it on terms.
Okay,
What do we need?
what about agreements or like contract binding?
Is there a
That's what
pen
this whole thing
nearby?
is.
Yeah, but we're just
yeah,
entering.
but like
He's not gonna have
we
that.
made an agreement with him. Is that binding?
Oh, well, I mean, that's...
If we
This is-
write on the terms and conditions, does that mean that
Yes, I'd like to just like tag on at the end. Be like any magical or religious ritual to suck my ass.
I'll write it in Draconic for you.
You scribble
It's
that on the
official.
end, and the ink of your quill just like evaporates into smoke and
Oh.
disappears off the wall.
I'll keep writing it over and over again. Show me how it's written.
So you write the deal like this.
So yeah, I guess Toraks, you're alone with Dorian Ferrodente.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Chilling. I think I'm just still looking at my hand, just all like black and burnt up. And
Yes,
everything.
I must apologize for that. There was, it didn't go exactly to plan, but I hope your hand isn't negatively affected.
And then I think I'm just going to click, and as it clicks, just like little sparks or something. Oh.
Yes, it can occasionally occur that the Phoenix fire is still sort of trapped.
I think I'm going to go try and sneeze as well. And just like almost like a flamethrower.
You must exercise caution, I implore you.
Mm.
This house is can go up in flames.
There you go.
It's flammable.
Did
That's
we hear
good.
that? Did we hear that?
So I reckon I'm just going to ask him. So, who do we need to see to get in to the castle?
I'll make the introductions directly to the head of the Crown's Guard. She is a personal friend of mine, Victoria Edelstein. She will introduce you to whoever else needs to be introduced, but from there on, that is her business.
Mm.
But yes, I'll introduce you straight at the top.
I reckon we come back and be like, okay, let's head off to bed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's go sleepy. Bye bye. Nap time.
Oh, I do recall you wanted to hear the story of how my family made its wealth. It's
I'm gonna nap on the couch.
No, we good.
Is it exciting?
Is it slavery? Mimic imprisonment?
it is not slavery.
What is it?
No,
Slave trade?
imprisonment. No.
Blood diamonds?
You think very low of me, don't you?
We think of everybody.
I'm not sure that's a
Did
consolation.
you just have sex with some sort of deity? Did you sleep your way to the tippy top?
My family has been
Did you use
rich
a tip to go to the top?
for hundreds and hundreds of years. This is not my doing. I must have.
You did
So
the
you've
tip to
all
the
been
top.
sleeping with the same deity is what you're saying?
Some sort of sex contract with the.
I'm not sure if there exists a deity that would be willing to do that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
if it
I
interests
mean,
you,
warlocks, eh?
Hey.
perhaps you should see the satyrs and consult them. Sorry.
I have a question too. How do you know how to do these cantrips?
Well, I mean, someone in my position who can't do any sort of magic is ill-equipped to face the world, aren't they?
So
I was
how'd
gonna
you?
ask, are you a magician?
Are you a magician?
So you were leaving, were you?
I thought we were sleeping here.
I thought we were.
Forgive me, I thought you said you were leaving.
No.
Oh, bitch. Bit of a grumpy magician.
Are you a witch?
No. Witches are sort of medical magic users.
And this wasn't medical? I point at Toraks.
So,
Well, if you recall that, I did not. resurrect your
okay,
friend.
fine,
That was-
fine.
I don't remember anything of it.
Are you a warlock? Do you suck dick for this?
More like walk cock, am I right?
This is extremely inappropriate. No, I'm not a warlock. I've learned this by studying
I think as you're doing that
intensely.
the whole time, I'm gonna be doing that like year 5 thing where you pretend to suck dick with your tongue.
Year 5? Really?
I don't know. You're young.
He
when
started
you're
early.
Don't pretend, can't yeah? Young thing.
So he's a nerd.
Yes.
What
yes,
a
I'm a
fucking
nerd.
queen! Yo!
I would also like to add that I am incredibly rich.
Yeah,
So-
the thing a nerd would say.
You're so a
You
nerd.
probably buy all your friends. But
did-
he
you
always
did
spends
buy
on
us.
books, dude.
He did technically buy us.
We're not
This is-
friends.
No,
He needs to pay more for that.
premium for that.
Premium content.
Yeah, he has to sign up to our
Cool,
Patreon
premium
for
content
that.
as you just.
Take off my corset.
So, not to be that person, but which room is ours?
Right, would you all like a separate room or?
Yes.
Right. He like snaps his fingers and this butler just appears in the doorway. This very tall, slender elven man.
I thought you gardeners were the elves. Is he multitasking or what?
He was asking for more hours, so I thought perhaps there's not much more gardening
This
that needs
means
to
you
be
don't
done.
pay him enough.
No, he receives enough money. It's just he likes working for me so much that he wants to do it more.
What's your name, good sir?
The guy just stares at you without saying anything.
That's odd.
He's very reclusive.
That's super odd.
Yeah. I'd like to message him and be like, are you being kept here against your will?
Of course not. I love working for Mr. Ferrodente.
I want to cast... Hold on. I want to cast detect thoughts on him. Like, deep thoughts, though. Like, I want to... Okay, I'll tell you what I'm looking for.
Don't you have to do some sort of roll for
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hold on. So what I want to do is I want to see if this man has like either like been charmed or like commanded. It is for the duration you can read the thoughts of a certain creature. When you cast a spell as your action each turn until the spell ends, which is up to a minute. You can focus your mind in any one creature you can see around 30 feet. Actually, no roll. Just if they have intelligence 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, it's not affected.
Isn't there something about like surface level thoughts, but then you have to...
No.
Cool. You cast Detect Thoughts on this guy, and the immediate thought you pick up is that these peasants aren't worthy of the Ferrodente Estate. They aren't even dressed well. That man has a burnt and singed arm. Does he have some sort of cripple? And then you like force your way in deeper,
Yeah.
and you uncover like the memory of him asking Dorian for more hours at work, and Dorian was asking him like, of course if you require more hours, but if this is a matter of pay, I'm sure we can work out a more favourable compensation for you if your current situation is not sufficient. And he just sort of says, no, just more hours will do, thank you very much. And
so he's gay.
and you
He wants that Dorian D boy.
and like you go even deeper into his thoughts that he was having at that moment, and you get this vision of him at home, just like deeply unhappy with his wife.
He's so
And you sort of just snap out of it at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna message him and be like, divorce is always an option, and I'm sure if you told Mr. Ferrodente all of your emotions for him,
you would be.
He would cast you down.
Fuck off. You're not part of this message. Don't get in on this. You would be very understanding and might even return your affection.
You say all this in a message,
Mm-hmm.
and he replies in a message saying, "I'm sorry, were you just reading my thoughts?"
No, I can see it in your eyes.
He says,
I can see the way you would look at him.
he says, "Mr. Ferrodente, I shall escort them to their rooms." And he
Can I
leads
roll
you
for
guys.
deception?
Yeah.
For what?
For deception.
Sure.
Cool. 21.
Ooh.
I just realised I haven't actually got any dice out yet.
That's a bit awkward.
I'm gonna play D&D with no dice.
Cool. So this guy leads you guys down a hallway, and there are these like lamps on the side that just sort of flick on as you guys approach and then flick off in the distance. And he leads you guys into a separate wing, which is the guest wing. And he shows Toraks. He like opens a door for you and shows you into your own suite. And Althea, he opens a door for you and lets you into your own suite. And Felix, he opens a door for you and lets you step through there, and immediately slams the door shut behind you, and you realize you're outside.
I am outside.
Yes.
Well, I politely knock.
You hear his footsteps walking away. Meanwhile, Toraks and Althea, you guys find yourselves in beautifully appointed suites
yes.
with like attached en-suites and like a balcony.
That's what you get.
That's called racial bias, because we're
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Like, what the fuck? Okay, wait. Whereabouts am I?
You're outside.
Like, whereabouts outside?
You find yourself in a sort of a courtyard that opens up into like a garden.
Is that like a doghouse or something out here? Or why did he put
No,
me in
you're
like
just
a little
outside.
box? I'm gonna try and find an open window.
Sure. Is there anything else that you guys want to do before you go to?
I'd like to.
Lock my windows. I don't want to be anything in.
I'll work out a bit and then go into a trance. I'll meditate then afterwards.
Cool. Yeah, give me a.
Investigation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Investigation. All right.
Investigated.
Not 20.
Oh yeah.
Is our cat flap?
You wander around the estate, and all of the windows and doors on the main thing seem to be closed, but you do find there's like a complex of like servants' quarters that are detached from the house, and you find an open window in there.
Is it his room? Please say it's his room.
You slide in through the window and uncover some photos, like on cabinets and stuff of they're like smashed. The glass is smashed, and you see the photo of the butler that just helped you,
Yeah.
and like the some other elven woman, like in the
Wife from
smashed
the
frame.
memories.
Does she look like any of these elven women in our missing posters?
She does not.
Is it that
She
one?
doesn't.
No.
Is it that one?
That's Kai. Is it that one? Okay. I'm gonna sleep in his bed. Fucking lock the window, lock the door, and sleep in his bed.
Sleep on his pillows.
Yeah.
Isn't he there?
Is he there?
No, he's not there.
Okay, I'm gonna lock the door, lock the window, and sleep in his bed.
Cool. Yeah, anything else anyone wants to do before tomorrow?
I'd like to leave a note as well saying, don't be so mad at your wife, it's your fault, it's not her. Also, what's your name?
An interesting note to leave someone. Yeah, you guys,
This is very symbolic of domestic abuse.
Toraks and Althea, wake up to breakfast on the side table next to them. You've got like some fresh eggs and bacon and toast, and also some like a platter of fresh fruit that's been sliced up. There's coffee, tea, orange juice, apple juice. just like a glass and a cup of each, so that you can just drink whichever one you prefer and leave the rest. Felix, you wake up to this guy's house. You're in his house.
I'm in his servants' quarters.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do my morning routine, brush my fur really slow, go to the toilets on his pillow, brush my teeth with his toothbrush, comb out my paws with his toothbrush,
Oh.
Goodness.
and then open the door and go downstairs.
Cool. So where are you guys all going?
I'll
Yeah,
we'll just head downstairs to where we last convened.
Sure. And you guys encounter Dorian Ferrodente in his it's like this blue silk
Sexy
robe that he's
It's just a little bit open.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he's there just having some coffee and reading in the morning. And he says, a pleasure to see you all. I hope you all slept well. I hope you all found your quarters sufficient.
Excellently, yeah. I'd like to message him and be like, your butler friend from last night, he seems to be having some marital problems. How about you suggest, a psychologist, marriage counselor perhaps?
I have, of course, suggested these things to him already, but he seems obstinate in his resolutions, and his wife doesn't seem to be too keen on the idea of trying to reconcile their problems. It is an unfortunate situation, but yes.
I see. What's his name?
Is
A
this
message.
all still through message?
Yeah. So I don't want them
We're
to
just
know.
chilling there, watching them stare at each
They're just staring at each
other.
other like,
Maybe he really likes cats. I'm just like rubbing up against his leg.
His name is Ronald, and I'd really prefer if you stopped doing that. It makes me very uncomfortable.
But I'm gonna get your legs all furry.
It'll be great. Everybody knows. Everybody will know that you've been in my proximity.
You've been near a cat.
Yeah. The fur gets on everything.
I'm sorry, but you are much too young for me. I don't think...
Gross. I already have a daddy.
my father will hear about this.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm sorry, you're asking me how old I am?
Yeah. Who else?
Why, how old do I look?
I don't know. How old?
How
do
old
you
does
look?
sorry, DM. How old does he look?
How old do you look?
Give me perception checks.
I don't know. So an elf, you look like what? 3? That was a 1.
Where's perception?
Wisdom.
Oh, 4.
I got a perception.
14.
I got a natural 1, so 7 in total. Like I
You've got a +6 to perception?
yeah.
That's insane. Althea, to you
You
have...
could be like 12. I don't know.
You've grown up like mostly around elves, so you would guess that like he'd have to be at least like 400, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
400, right?
And what did you get, sorry?
I got a 4.
It's impossible to tell because like you don't know what life he's on.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
are you
like,
already
how many
on your,
regenerations does he
6
have? Who
or
knows?
7th life? Or...
And Toraks, what did you get?
14.
14. It looks like he's in his like late 30s or early 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like at least 400.
Oh dear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I reckon you might be on your 6th life or something.
You seem to be confusing me with other species.
Okay.
Maybe you aren't human at all.
Yeah, we don't know.
Maybe you just cast disguise off. Maybe you're the devil.
Are you the devil?
We'll have to take that risk, won't we? I can assure you that I am not 400.
You look very good for 400.
Oh,
Not
God.
really.
Not actually.
I'm not this. You look real good, actually. Your voice is wonderful.
I'm not sure what a 400-year-old human would
What's
look
your
like.
what's your
but-
skincare routine?
Dust.
Well, I start in the morning with exfoliation.
Yes.
as you should. And then I've got quite a range of...
Whoa!
No, everyone should exfoliate.
I exfoliate with my tongue.
Yes, my tongue
That's
is
why
far
my
too
tongue is
smooth.
silky smooth.
So I exfoliate, and then I have a range of products that I apply in various orders. Tonics and tinctures and such. Yes, I believe it gives me sort of a radiant glow to my skin.
Yeah.
So you're a god, is what you're saying. You believe you're a god.
I can certainly afford to be one.
Oh.
Sorry, that's a joke you peasants wouldn't understand. Oh, good one, Dorian. Good one.
Really trying to kick her head.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know how rich I am.
For the two of you who may not understand that joke, just to clarify, I am so rich that I could probably buy Visteron, so I just wanted to clear that up.
See?
I think I'm gonna try and step on one of Felix's boots.
Oh yeah. I'd like to.
Okay.
I was gonna kick, but I'll just step on the boot.
Bitch, my paws.
I'd like to accidentally tear his blue robe.
Is he like macho exposed now?
Oh, actually,
Accidentally tear it.
I'm accidentally gonna fall on top of him.
Oh
No.
dear.
With a dagger.
We have landed in a very precarious position.
Give me an attack roll for Dorian's robe.
What is its armor class? Oh,
It's pretty low.
10.
Yeah, that does
Yeah.
It's a robe. Describe to me exactly how you tear Dorian's robe, because I'm very curious about what you're trying to achieve here.
with your teeth.
Oh, I see you have very pointy teeth.
I'm trying to get back at him for his rich comment by tearing his robe. I don't know what Toraks clearly. This is for Toraks as well.
So how are you going to tear his robe so that it looks like an accident?
I think I'll trip you.
Yeah, I'll walk towards him and then pretend to trip, like, oh no, and then grab his robe and rip it, and be like, oh no.
So he's like shirtless.
I guess.
How ripped is he? How
Um,
ripped is he, Marco?
He's as ripped as his robe is.
Oh, damn!
That's good.
Yeah, he's got like really broad shoulders. Like he's really well built,
Oh,
like
wow.
well defined.
He had
Swimmer,
surgery to
I'll
have
wink.
an A-pad.
I wink at him.
I don't regret this. Oh no, whoopsies, I tore your robe.
Oh no!
Oh,
What shall we do about this? Oh
I'm
dear!
sorry.
Felix is just rubbing his hands.
Just like sharpening my claws on it.
He looks at you, Althea, and says, "Right, I understand what's going on here, and it's just
Oh dear.
I don't know. Since you're sort of working for me now, it just feels a bit awkward. I'm not sure if this is really going to work.
Okay, first of all,
But
do we-
you know,
first of all,
here's the thing: don't lose hope. There's
okay,
there's
first of all,
always a chance.
first of all, I could step on you if I wanted to,
Of course,
and you would like it.
I would.
Exactly.
Oh,
So let's just get that.
I'm
I
glad
knew
we're on
it.
the
She's
same page. here.
dominatrix. I knew it.
Yeah, I'm like what? Like 6
Give
foot
me those
something?
5
6
silver
foot
for me.
I'm
Come on.
6'8". Of course I'm a dominant.
I know you silver, but you took my gold.
And second of all, I tore your robe
I noticed.
as a accidentally, as a what's the word I'm looking for?
Revenge for your
It's very
stupid
Yeah.
flirtatious. I understand. You're
What?
trying to. You're being flirtatious.
No. Have you ever flirted with someone before?
Do you want to work out together sometime?
See, now that's flirting.
Wink, wink.
I was trying to tear the metaphorical veil between working class and the upper class.
Is he wearing anything underneath his robe?
None.
Whoa!
Weren't you just like chilling at his legs before?
No, I mean he's still got like some of his robe there, so he's.
Like, How?
Shit.
Nope, I just
hot as me.
I just rolled
so
a 10.
hot.
I just rolled a 10. It wasn't like I ripped it and just.
I think it's just like his chest is really exposed. Damn,
Yeah.
this is hot.
Starting to look very different kind of role playing game that we.
Okay, I think I need to excuse myself from this table, and I walk out.
Right. Well,
This is so good.
Toraks. Did you
Are
have
you
any?
also sexually attracted to him?
After the resurrection, I can't get a bonus, so you don't even. It's
I
half
mean,
sin.
you know, like it takes like up to a week, you know, for everything to heal.
And then it lasts
Yeah.
a week.
The
Anyway.
blood to start circulating again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a disclaimer on resurrections that if your boner lasts for more than a week afterwards, you should consult your wizard again, and it's a whole thing. You discover this, like you read this on the slip of paper that Alvaro Lumiere slipped into your pocket after he performed the resurrection. You read the whole thing during the night. There's a whole bunch of side effects that you'll have for the next month or so, but that's fine. If your pee is a different color, don't worry about it. Totally normal. So Dorian says to you, "Do you have any plans for today? Presumably you came to Vistron for a reason."
I think I'll just look at him and just be like, oh, I need to find someone.
You're looking for someone?
The barnacle, the black barnacle, or whatever it's called.
Black Barnacle Tavern. Could you point me in that direction?
Yes, the Black Barnacle. I don't... yes, I think it's down by the port. Can't say I patronize the place very much. It's sort of a dingy... not sure if you really want to go there. There are much better...
So it's left then? No, I guess that's a sea reference. Port and starboard. Anyway.
God. Yep. Oh God.
Years back,
He just stares at you blankly.
What if I
The point is, there are much better bars and pubs in Vistron. I can point you in the direction of some very fancy sort of places.
But nah, should be good. I'm trying to find an old friend.
Sure.
I think I'll just walk out and try and find them now. See where the hell they ran off to.
Where did you guys run off to?
I'm just in the lobby blushing.
I didn't leave.
Just standing there, still admiring his physique.
Like with some robe in my hand. I don't know what to do now.
You just snip it.
Snip it.
He looks over at you worryingly and says, "Right, well, if you could tell your friends as well, whenever you three are ready, just let me know and I'll introduce you to my friend Victoria. In the meantime, feel free to do whatever you need to do in Vistron."
Can we
Get some pocket
split up?
money.
Yeah, you guys can split up.
I would like to go back out to the door where I was last night, where the dude kicked me out,
Mm-hmm.
and look around for cats.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
5.
You don't see any cats in the Ferrodente Estate.
Cat-free estate. Bastard.
You do recall you saw like a couple of cats in the city, when you came in yesterday, but that's, yeah.
Althea,
None
we
here.
shall go shopping. Will you join me?
Yes, I will.
Yes. I placed my paw into her hand and we walked down the street.
And I.
She is so much taller than you that you have to like fully stretch as high
We
as
can,
you can.
we can hold the piece
I'm
of
just bending
rope
down.
together.
Hold the
Yeah.
rope.
So you hold the end of the rope. I'll just.
Now it just looks like you've got a pet.
She's my pet, exactly.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll go-
Toraks, we'll see you
we'll go
later.
shopping.
Meet at Frank's at about, 3 maybe?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Where?
Frank's?
Her dad.
My
Ah.
father, if you please.
Your daddy or father? Which one?
Father,
What?
my father.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Cool. See ya.
We
We're
won't
gonna
buy
go.
you anything.
Goodbye.
We're going to the shopping district.
Oh, can we have
No, I just walk off. I walk off before they realise I have all the
I
money.
run towards him.
No, we have all the money that I
No,
paid.
oh yeah, don't you have all the money? Where's all the money?
I have 65 gold.
Oh yeah, do you have all the money? How
No,
much gold
actually,
do
you have more than me. Well, because I got the 3 platinum, but I only got 2 gold because I gave you all the gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Okay,
you
so
said you
I'll-
needed it and you
it's
didn't
fine.
use it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And you got like an extra 20 from your dad.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
adds up to 65.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So where is everyone going?
Shopping.
So you two are going shopping.
Yeah.
Toraks, are you going with them as well?
No.
Okay,
I'm
where are you
going
off to?
Black Barnacle.
Great. You head off to the ports. So Toraks, you find yourself down in the docks, and it's the ships and like workers that are unloading things from ships, and people boarding on passenger vessels and all that sort of thing. And you see the Black Barnacle. So the Black Barnacle is a small building made of like weathered black timber.
Okay.
And it like seems to cling. It seems to cling to the face of a cliff on the edge of the docks, much like a barnacle. And on the top of the cliff, there are like various warehouses and factories and things up there. So smoke curls lazily out of the stout chimney on the top of the building, drifting over the water and mixing into the haze that lingers over the industrial section of Visteron. Yeah, I'm guessing you want to go inside?
Yeah, I'm going to go inside.
Okay. So inside, the dark timber theme has been continued, and the space is very dimly lit. So upon entry, it's not possible to see the entire space. The interior is constructed with a series of dividing walls and various steps up or down, which creates like a dozen little nooks and booths, all separate from one another. Each table in those little nooks is lit with only a few candles held in sconces against the walls, making it difficult to see anyone's face clearly because it's kind of lit from the back.
Even
Yeah.
with the dark vision, I can only barely see.
Yeah, everyone seems to be wearing sort of hooded
Cloaks.
cloaks and all sorts of things. Yeah. So you go inside, and like directly to your right as you enter is the bar.
Did you guys end up buying me another cloak or not? I can't remember.
No, you have
you,
your shawl.
you have mine,
Okay.
so you probably look kind of fancy.
Potentially. Yeah, I guess I'll go to the bar and I'll ask. Did you end up reading?
Can I
all
have a
this?
house wine, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you go up to the bar and you see there's this duergar. Duergar? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like the what do you call them?
Waga?
What are
Droga.
No, it's like a dwarf
How do you spell
from the Underdark.
Oh, right. Okay. Just call him a deep dwarf.
A dwarf.
Sure.
Deep dwarf.
Deep dwarf.
Yeah, so it's this gruff-looking guy with like really dark skin and this very white, almost translucent beard, and he's like bald on the top. And his eyes are entirely milky white with no pupils. And give me a perception check.
13?
You spot a pair of rings on his thumb, pinky, and middle finger.
I think I'm just I'll kind of just go up to him as I'll just put my hands on the bar so you can clearly see all the bands I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll basically go up there and say, have you heard of the two S's come by or not? The double S? Samuel Samson? The SS?
SS Stormborn.
The SS Big Boy? SS Daddy Longlegs? As I just keep rattling off all these nicknames.
Oh, by all means, keep going. I want to see what you come up with.
The SSR7, the sexy Samuel Samson, the triple S.
He just stares at you blankly and says, I don't recall anyone by that name coming by here.
I'll look at him and be like, whatever. Anyway,
You gonna buy a drink or what?
depends how much they cost.
Look, mate, you came to a fucking bar, alright? If you're not gonna buy a drink...
I said, or hand me give me a lager.
Lager, yeah, sure. He pours this, like, really black-looking drink that smells a little bit weird and passes it to you and says... He kind of, like, looks you up and down for a second and he says, 2 silver.
Yeah, I think just
Cool.
And I think I'll be like, nowhere a guy can get a good game of cards here.
He like kind of just gestures with his head and says, normally someone playing back there.
So I guess I'll go back there then.
Cool. So you notice like all of these little nooks are filled with people that are having like really quiet discussions or else just sort of keeping to themselves. But as you get into the back, there's the slightly larger table where there's a few people playing cards. So you see like 3 cloaked figures that are just kind of moving their cards around and just talking in low whispers. And do you want to say anything to them?
Yeah, I say, boys, you mind if I buy in?
They all stop and look at you, and then the person sitting like the furthest away from you, so the one that can see you the most clearly, looks up at you, and you see this like lock of red hair coming out of their cloak, and a woman says, "Boys, if you would excuse us, I think the gentleman wants to play a game alone." And
Is she the dealer?
yeah.
Okay.
So the other 2 guys get up, take their drinks with them, and find another table. And you can take a seat.
Alright. No idea what to do. I'll be like, so I'll just say, Toraks is my name. What might yours be?
She just kind of stares at you for a sec and says, "Do you want me to just make something up? Are we going to pretend that I'm going to give you my real name? Or... Samantha, pleased to meet you."
Thanks.
She starts dealing cards and says, "What brings you to the city, Toraks? You a tourist here?
Could be.
You'll probably want to see some sights then. You've
Potentially. And then as she says that, I'll like put down like a 7 of hearts. Be like, heard the Black Barnacle was a good place to go from a friend called what was the name of the ship we were on with Captain Whitworth?
the name of the ship is
Osprey.
the Osprey.
That's right. With heard from a fellow from Jack from the Osprey.
Yes, terrible what happened to that ship, but the information's good. This is a nice place. I mean, obviously you found yourself in the port, so the port's lots of, you'll find a lot of friendly faces here. Everyone's very welcoming around here. There's a lot of jobs if you want to make a living. And as she says that, she puts down, she deals you a hearts and a spades. And she says, but I mean, the port isn't really much to look at, really. If you want to see some of the prettier parts of town, you should check out DeMille. It's lots of big houses, lots of fancy, wide streets, that kind of thing. And she places down 2 cards with diamonds. Yeah. And she gestures to this guy that's sitting at a table just a little bit away, and she says, "Parker, over there. He used to live there, actually, but now he prefers hanging out with less snobbish folks down here." And she puts down a spades as she says that. She says, I mean, if you're looking for, nice things to look at, the Ferrodente Estate is beautiful. Everyone's got to try to catch a glimpse of that if they come visit the city. And she puts down a full hand of diamonds, and she says, there's so many servants there. It's really amazing to behold. And she puts down a full hand of clubs.
I reckon I'll be like, yes, it is even more exciting on the inside. I'll just stare at her blankly.
You've seen the estate then?
And I'll probably try. Oh, I'm more than seeing the estate. I'll just pull out my black hand. I think I'm gonna be like, more to the point. I was I'm not sure how to even say this. I was wondering if you might have heard of a big man by the name of Samuel Sampson.
She says, I might have, but looks like you just lost that hand there.
That's good. That's really good.
I don't know what to do at all.
She says, by all means, we can keep playing, but you'll have to...
Yeah, up the ante.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Put a little bit more money in, put a couple of copper pieces in.
She looks at your copper pieces and says, Samuel Sampson. Doesn't seem familiar. No.
I'll chuck a couple more, and then I will... So I put 20 copper pieces in, 21, and then 3 silver.
I might have heard of a Samuel somewhere.
I'll put another 3 pieces of silver in.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Samuel Sampson, he used to work down in Portsmouth, didn't he?
Not before we all got massacred.
Just kind of stares at you for a sec and says, right, well you used to work with him then.
He was family to me. Is he here, or you have no idea?
My condolences for what happened there. Look, I've heard rumors that he might be in the city, but nothing too solid.
Did you say Harkness was the other guy before? Sorry?
Harker.
Harker. I think I'll finish my drink and be like, well, I know where to find you, Samantha. I'll see you around. And I'll just get
If
up and
you're
start
lucky.
to leave.
Cool. Do you want to go talk to someone else?
I think for now I'll head back.
Okay. Cool. So where are you going to head back to?
I'm going to try and find them in the marketplace so I can actually get like a proper, or just a dark robe.
Okay, cool. So what have you guys been doing in the meantime?
We've been heading up Hay Street, looking at just some pottery, which
Pottery Barn is in
yeah.
Hay Street, yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
which of course Mr. Black is selling. I think we should catch up with Jeremiah.
Okay, yeah.
What is he
see
selling?
see if he got those wheels sorted.
Yeah, that's...
You guys spend some time walking around the markets and everything, but eventually you see his horses standing in the stable somewhere, and then you can head into the some of the shops next to it to find him, because obviously he'll be near his horses.
Oh, cool. So what are the shops around the horses like?
There is a old bookstore, there's a jewelry store, an antique store, there's a shop selling some potions.
Ooh.
These are the things it needs.
There's clothing and stuff like that.
Ooh.
There's a furniture place called Pottery Barn.
Ooh.
Where do you guys want to go? Do you just want to find him, or do you actually want to?
I want to shop as well.
Do you reckon, a new cloak, maybe?
So I'm thinking, right, yeah. Some nice new cloaks.
Mm.
You know, we can get matching ones.
Oh, we can.
Yeah. Get a little logo for us. It'd be so cute.
We should get our claws done soon as well.
Yeah, I don't have
haven't
claws,
had them
but-
done in 2 months.
I can get mine done.
It really shows.
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah.
yeah,
Remember that?
it does. Oh, yeah. Don't want people seeing that.
That's so long.
And
That's
then
so long.
maybe you'll see how much a potion is. Never.
Perhaps we should stop by the potions first before we spend all our money.
It's not a bad idea.
So do you guys want to head into the potion store?
Yeah,
Yeah.
potions first.
Cool. So the potion store, you see the name as you head in, is called Tomorrow's Tonics and Tinctures. So
I love me some alliteration.
So you guys head in there, and it's this beautiful space filled with like hardwood floors and like vaulted ceilings, and then these like shelves full of little bottles of all sorts, you know, like colors and shapes and sizes and everything. And yeah, as you guys come in, you guys see there's this older gentleman that's at the counter. Buying some potions, and there's this elven woman behind the counter. So the guy sees you guys coming in, and he grabs the little bottle that he's got on the counter and stuffs it into a paper bag, and then just like gives the elven woman a curt nod and just like quickly walks out of the thing. And it's this
a little blue bottle.
It's,
That's
yeah,
what I was
it's a
thinking.
little,
Yeah.
it's a little blue bottle.
Yeah. We knew it, yeah.
So yeah, you guys are just left with the with
We're just on
the
the same wavelength today.
you guys are just left with the elven woman, who's this like really tall and slender elf, like most elves are, with this long like white hair that goes down to her waist, and she's wearing this like flowing summery sort of not a dress, yeah, like a robe, I guess, with like this crown of flowers on her head.
Ah, super hippie.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. How's it going,
It's
milady?
How you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
how you doing?
how are any of us doing, really? I
Super
mean-
deep.
I want
Is it-
whatever you're having.
Right?
Sweetie, you can't handle whatever I'm having.
How about a little less dosage of whatever you're
It's like a
having?
little drop in your tongue.
Yeah.
We're here for some potions.
She looks around the
We have a
store
catalog.
and she's like, "Well, you've come to the right place, then, haven't you?"
I'd like
We
to
have-
climb up on the till and be like,
Oh, you're just climbing straight up there. Great. Okay.
yes. Do you have anything that'll make me a better dancer? Aside from alcohol, I'm not allowed to have that yet. Daddy insists.
That was going to be my first suggestion, but I mean, I personally don't brew any alcohol myself. The laws are just so strict. You know?
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
Yes.
ridiculous.
I might have something for you.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dancing?
Tap. I tap.
Ah, a connoisseur of the taps, of course.
Oh, yes.
Tap quality.
When you say better dancer, you're going for speed or rhythm or
Charm.
charm? Interesting.
Quite.
Of course, the idea of having a dance that is better than another dance is somewhat subjective, so it's difficult to have something with a lasting effect.
Yes, quite.
But I have something that can work for a short amount of time, perhaps a minute or so.
I understand.
Yes.
Wink, wink. I'm catching your drift.
This is literally just a potion that makes you dance better. I'm not sure if you're...
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Does it come in a little blue vial?
Actually, it's purple.
Oh,
I hope that's okay.
that's fine. I mean,
You're not one of those men that says that, you know, purple is like a girly colour and you're not going to drink purple potions,
you're
right?
ridiculous.
Okay, good.
I show her my like cracked pink claws.
Oh my goodness, those claws.
Done.
I would strongly recommend Harriet just across the street. She does
Ooh, nice.
a fantastic job.
Great. Anyway, chop chop.
Well, how
Oh,
much
yes,
is
you
it?
said-
Tally ho.
How much is it?
You'd like, how many? Just the one bottle for now?
Depends. What? How many platinum are we talking about here?
Just 3.
Oh.
Should we make that
For how much?
Just for one dose.
Maybe, maybe we should look at other potions first.
Oh yes, oh quite.
I can see from your attire that 3 platinum would be nothing for a person who...
Oh, pshaw, not at all. It is just my butler who carries the larger purse is off with some maid or something. Oh,
But, this little side note too, we could maybe open up a tab on Fibonacci's. Fibonacci.
Fibonacci.
yes, my good friend
Ferrodente.
Ferrodente.
Oh, Mr. Ferrodente.
Yes, he
My,
is
my.
Our host in this lovely town.
You must be someone important.
Quite. An ambassador from Felton. I'm very important, as you can see by my girth.
Give me a deception check.
10?
An ambassador, you say?
Well, to some extent.
Why, they are hiring very young these days, aren't they?
Well, the youth is the future of all of our nations.
No doubt.
Aside from the dancing potion, we also require some health potions. Was that on the shopping list?
I feel like it is, yeah.
Yes, some health potions. What is your going rate on those?
Just some standard health potions?
Standard for now. Yes.
Sure, that will just be 60 gold for health potions.
You were opening up a tab, right?
Okay.
But if you need something stronger, of course, you know, potions of ultimate healing or supreme healing or something like that, then those are also available.
Ultimate supreme healing?
Now you're really getting to the core of it.
Quite.
Some people also prefer potions that don't require so much effort to consume. Your regular potions of healing will be, you have to uncork them and drink the whole
so
thing.
much effort, right?
So
I prefer the hat, the beer cap hat.
Right, that is one solution. Alternatively, I make a healing potion that is much more concentrated. Imagine, cordial concentrate that isn't diluted into regular cordial.
Oh,
It's
it's
just the
bonus
concentrate.
action, like mechanic-wise?
Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
How much is that?
Those are twice the price.
Oh, so like 120.
Oh,
And
so
you take off the pay?
could you please drop the bill and send it to our residents?
Yeah.
Your residence
sure.
being...
Ferrodente.
The Ferrodente mansion.
Yeah, the residence.
Of course. You have some verification that you...
Shit, do we have any verification?
No.
We show her the robe. Which I assume has his anagram, his monogram.
I'm sure you'll appreciate him. She is a lover of Mr. Ferrodente.
I'll just, I miss him already.
I'm sure you'll appreciate that with our
So much-
bodyguard,
I had to tear some
with our bodyguard and butler each being indisposed for today, we are not carrying quite as much as we usually do.
That is
now,
unfortunate. But
quite.
I'm sorry, you said you were a lover of Mr. Ferrodente.
Yes.
Please do not go into detail. It is a private matter.
Forgive me, it's just such a strange thing to hear that Mr. Ferrodente has a lover. It's not really...
His style? Well, she can bring anybody into submission.
He likes.
She looks you up and down and says, no doubt.
He likes to be stepped on.
Don't tell anybody.
My, this is very interesting.
So we would like 3 of your express healing potions and 2 of the finest of dancing potions delivered to Mr. Ferrodente's house, where we will, of course, pay you in full.
Of course.
With,
so,
of course, the 10% for delivery.
Yeah.
And you will be paying on delivery?
On delivery, of course.
This can be arranged?
Yeah.
You have some sort of verification of your standing with Mr. Ferrodente?
What's the butler's name?
Ronald.
Ronald will vouch for us, I am sure.
I'm sorry, who?
His butler.
Oh my gosh, have you never dealt with Mr. Ferrodente's household?
I'm sorry, he has so many servants that it's
Oh.
difficult to keep
The
track
head
of.
butler.
The one who's in love with him.
The one that always opens the door? Have you never looked at the servants? What is wrong with you? Do you not need their eye?
What kind
Do
of
you not discuss
identification is she needing?
Right, you see, forgive me, I'm just worried that I'll send someone all the way out there and then it
Okay,
turns
how
out you
about
aren't who
we
you say you
put
are.
a
and
20 gold down payment for the delivery? How's that?
that seems acceptable.
There we
There
go.
we go.
See, that's all settled.
And then can we get
Ah.
that 20 back on delivery?
It'll come out of the delivery cost, as I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's right.
Brilliant, and we can claim that in our taxes.
Receipts, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry, are the healing potions for business purposes?
Yes. Yes, please.
Of course, I will write you some tax receipts then.
Thank you.
Great.
Toraks, I guess at this time you would probably have found them?
I think so. I'm just staring at them, like, yeah. I'm just gonna go outside and just look around.
Go look at robes. You want a jacket, don't
Yeah,
you?
try and find a nice dark robe.
Oh yeah, I mentioned there's the clothing store
Yeah.
nearby as well, so you can go in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into there and just have a look around. Oh no, first I'm gonna go in and just chuck your stuff onto you because you gave me your robe, mate. You can have
Yeah,
this
I
back.
feel like it's very dirty and gross by now.
Exactly, and I'm gonna chuck it
Ugh.
right at you.
It smells like dead person.
It smells like ash.
Yeah. Let us ceremoniously burn it on the Ferrodente Estate
Jesus.
and throw Ronald in.
Burn it in Ronald's servant's quarter.
This is a religious ritual.
You really must be careful if you're doing that sort of thing on the Ferrodente residence. Have you read the terms and
Oh, we
conditions?
have, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yes.
Quite. Anyway,
Is there anything
when
else
can
you're
we
requiring?
expect this delivery?
So, sorry, let me just double check. You've got the 3 potions of healing. and-
The quick ones.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Quick healing.
Yep.
And was there anything else you
the
required?
2
Two
better
dancing?
dancer potions.
What? And do you have any other fun
Dance.
potions?
Just a little, like frivolous little thing.
Something with a little je ne sais quoi.
Of course. What sort of thing were you in the mood for?
I think you know.
She's very good with her hands when it comes to Mr. Ferrodente.
Mr. Ferrodente, you need a little bit of help. I'm getting it up.
Well,
you
quite
apparently.
apparently. I mean, we don't want to embarrass him, surely, but anything with him maybe make him more dexterous.
Higher AC.
Under strictest
I-
discretion, of course.
I do have something that may be able to assist.
Oh yeah, let's go.
She's like a pharmacist, like with some and like very personal details here.
She places this small, like, pink vial in front of you that just has a couple of, like, little pills in it. And she says, now, don't get me wrong, you're already a very attractive woman. But these, may just give you that extra edge that will assist Mr. Ferrodente in, being in the right state of mind.
Oh my god.
Great. It's an aphrodisiac.
For you, but not for him.
I'd like to just like message her and just quickly checking. These aren't like love potions because I'm pretty sure those are illegal.
No. Nothing like that.
Okay. Yeah. I retract my message. Retract.
She sends you a message
Yeah.
and she just says, it's just whoever drinks these pills or consumes them just becomes more attractive for you.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, these would come in handy somehow.
These will come in handy.
Add it to the bowl. Thank you.
Of course.
What was your name?
Tamara.
Tomorrow.
My name's on the side.
So you never know sometimes.
So Tamara, how did you come to own the store? Did you build it from the ground up by
We
yourself?
don't need to know.
Don't be ridiculous. I got the labourers to build it for me.
We need to.
Okay, sorry. I've been told that we still have to keep our claw appointment. My apologies. We will see you.
Yes, you wouldn't
You
want to
have
miss
been-
that, would you?
Adieu. Oh, sorry. When shall we expect our delivery?
This afternoon would suit you.
Around 6, shall we say, if that can be arranged.
Certainly.
Cool. We need to be back at 6 p.m., guys.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So nails.
Nails then clothes.
Nails
Toraks.
and clothes.
So you're in the clothes store?
Closed door.
Cool. Are you just looking for like a simple black cloak?
Shame he's just gonna pay with his own money.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, just looking for something like that, I guess. Just looking around.
Just like nothing fancy, just a black cloak? Or
Yeah.
is there something else that you actually want?
No, just something like that, just with lots of pockets and where I can kind of just almost hide myself in it. Just full cloak.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Kind
you
of
find
hoodie and- yeah.
you find their range of black cloaks. And there's this little goblin assistant that comes out. He's got like a tape measure and like a little tool belt with like his pencil behind his ear and everything. And he comes to you and says, "Right, can I help you with anything, sir?"
He's kind of startled and like almost kick him. Yeah.
Oh, be careful. Down here. Right, you're looking at black cloaks, are you? I guess the most important thing you'll need to decide is whether you want midnight black or onyx black or obsidian black or we've got a whole range.
I think I'll
of
just stop you.
blacks.
Like, what's the blackest black you have?
The blackest black we have? Well, sir,
Jeremiah.
I am so glad you asked because just last week we have a new range of Vanta black cloaks that just came in. These things are so black they almost look two-dimensional. Here, have a look at this. And he like shows you this cloak, and it's literally so black that you can't even see like the shadows of where it, folds and everything. It's just like pure blackness.
Okay. And how much for this range?
For the Vanta black, these are top of the line, very expensive. The cloaks they start from around 80 gold, and they go up from there. For the Vanta black ones, of course. If that's not quite in your price range.
How much is platinum for gold?
10 gold.
10, yeah.
We do also accept afterpay. Although I should add that afterpay actually charges us a 4% commission, so we just tack that on top of the price.
You should put it on Ferrodente.
I'm sure you man of these parts, you have heard of the. I am the esteemed guest of the current. I was going to say Fibonacci.
It's the Ferrodente.
Of the Ferrodente residence.
Oh, Mr. Ferrodente, yes, very important, aren't you?
Yes. Our current butler, with all the cash, is currently out. Am I able to get this?
A common problem, isn't it?
Yeah, am I able to get this delivered? I'm more than happy to put a down payment on this, and I understand people may steal this, saying terrible, terrible things. I'm happy to pay a little down payment and for it to get billed to the residents, say around 6.
That took so much effort.
Right, yeah, you can put 20% down at the moment, and we'll obviously we charge for delivery as well,
Yep.
but we can get that right out to you, no problem.
Yeah.
So you're going for the Vanta black then, are you?
Correct.
I guess we'll just need to decide what sort of like how many pockets you want and all that sort of thing. Any extra features, anything like that?
The whole thing's a pocket.
I guess that's
Make it a
one.
bag of holding.
Let's stitch it together. It's just a sack now. Well, what are the current features? Sell it to me. What?
Well, the most appealing thing about the Vanta black cloaks is, of course, its pure blackness. It absolutely blends into any sort of shadowy corner. It's amazing. We've often lost them just when we drop them in the corner and it's too dark and we can't find them. Past that, it's just sort of a regular cloak. If you want to add any extra like special features onto it, like extra dimensional pockets or any sort of enchantments, anything like that, then we can arrange that sort of thing. But
What kind of enchantments are we talking about?
Well, what do you require? We should add also that enchantments can incur a 4 to 10 week waiting period because we usually need to send them off to Borgia to get them enchanted.
Yeah, we won't worry about that. I will just. Does it have any hidden pockets currently?
Of course, it has 2 hidden pockets on either side. They come standard.
No, perfect. this is the perfect code. Thank you very much.
Let me just show you where the pockets are, because they are so black that you won't be able to find
I
things.
can't see them. I just have to feel them. Just as I'm feeling myself up.
And you just like direct your hand, like there's the one pocket, and then like as soon as he takes your hand away, you just lose track of the pocket because it's so insanely black. And he says, "Great, we'll have that delivered by 6 p.m. for you."
Thank you.
And you put down, what's that? How much do you put down? 20 gold?
2 platinum.
2 platinum.
Yeah, cool. That's 20 gold. Great. I think we're kind of running out of time here. So let's, unless there's anything else that's you guys are burning to do right now, I think we'll call the episode.
Yeah.
I would like to paint my claws at midnight blue.
I would like to get
Oh,
a
lovely.
pedicure.
You'll have to get them.
Sparkling gemstones, of course.
You'll have to get them like fully buffed and trimmed, of
Oh,
course, because they're
of course.
horribly chipped and chapped.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That service is going to cost you another 8 gold in total.
Fine with me. With hers as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8 gold each.
Okay, I'll go that.
Good. And then I want a robe, but we can do that later.
You want what? A robe?
And you
Yeah.
want
Okay, let's finish the episode there. Emily, would you care to do our outro for us?
Sure. So, thanks for listening, guys. You can catch us on Instagram by searching Erithum. That's ERRITHUM. Sorry, I forgot how to spell for a second. Where I post a drawing of what this week's episode is going to be about. You can also find us on Twitter, Erithum, same spelling. Or if you'd like to send us a little love letter, you can email us at erithum.podcast@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, rate us, review us on Apple Podcasts, please. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye!
Bye!
Bye.